Plenty of visible friction in relations between India and the United Kingdom, two countries that are still very, very close allies and friends. But where does it go from here after barricades have been removed from outside the British High Commissioner's house and the British High Commission in Delhi? What does it mean, and why are Khalistanis once again headed to the Indian High Commission in London? I'm going to decode all of that for you right here on 5 Live. I'm Shiv. These are the headlines. Police on the trail of escape vehicles and disguises as hunt for fugitive Amritpal Singh continues for over 97 hours. Police grill his wife Kirandeep at his residence. Punjab netas compete to appease Khalistanis. Akalis pledge legal help to the arrested mob, urges government to be soft on misguided boys. Bommai openly declares his wish to become Karnataka Chief Minister again, this even as the BJP is yet to announce a Chief Ministerial face for the upcoming election. Anti-Modi posters recovered from a van leaving the Aam Aadmi Party office in Delhi. Over 100 FIRs registered strangely. 6 arrested. Aam Aadmi Party says will raise anti-Modi slogans in Parliament. Daily COVID cases crossed the 1,000 mark for the second time this month. Prime Minister chairs key meet on preparedness. Barricades have been removed from outside the British High Commission in Delhi and also the British High Commissioner's residence in Delhi. All seen unofficially as a security downgrade, as retaliation for the complete lack of action by the London police to protect the Indian High Commission on Sunday when Khalistani thugs attacked and then destroyed, vandalized and pulled down the Indian flag from the High Commission. Here's what the High Commission looks like usually with barricades, and here's what it looks now without the barricades. The barricades have been removed, and all of this in a span of just a few hours. This is India sending out a message to the United Kingdom. Take a look.
What the outside of the British High Commission looks like on a normal day, and what the outside of the British High Commission looks like now. The bright yellow Delhi police barricades, unmissable symbols of VIP security in the national capital, have vanished since Tuesday night. A silent but obvious response to the attack by Khalistanis on the Indian High Commission on Sunday. The barricades which deny access are gone for the moment.
Around 10:30 p.m. yesterday night, the barricades from in and around his residence was removed, and official confirmation from the MEA or the Delhi police and other security apparatus agencies is still awaited. But this is right now being perceived as India's response to the Khalistani attack that took place in the Indian High Commission in UK, and this is being perceived as a downgrading of security from all British establishments in the country.
Significantly, barricades have also been removed from outside the official residence of British High Commissioner Alex Ellis. The British High Commission tells India today that it does not comment on security matters, though High Commission sources confirmed they were aware of the barricade removal and it was being perceived as a security downgrade. The government has been tight-lipped on the barricade removal, but the move triggered this political attack from celebrity BJP leader Khushbu Sundar at her former party. The last time India removed embassy security to register its anger was in 2013, when concrete barriers were removed from outside the US Embassy in Delhi after Indian diplomat Devyani Khobragade was strip-searched following her arrest in New York City. 10 years later, the barricade Badla has pointed at the British High Commission. The question is, will the India-UK diplomatic friction intensify, or has London received the message loud and clear? With Shreya Chatterjee in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, I want to go across now to our reporters. We have Gaurav Sawant with us. We have Lavina Tandon live with us from London. We have Neha Suryavanshi also live with us from London, from right outside the Indian High Commission, where a Khalistani protest is likely to take place in just a short while from now. Gaurav, I want to come to you, straight to you first, Gaurav. You know, decode for us the removal of these security barricades from outside the British Ambassador's house, the British High Commission building as well. What does it mean? Because the External Affairs Ministry hasn't said anything about a security downgrade. What is this? Is this a message being sent out?
Sometimes silence speaks loudest and actions speak more than words. India has repeatedly asked the United Kingdom to at least have basic security as per Vienna Convention for Indian diplomats and the Indian mission in the United Kingdom. Now, our mission has been targeted repeatedly. You'd recall, Shiv, whether it was protests against Article 370 after the abrogation of Article 370 or Citizenship Amendment Act, or very recently just on Monday, and this is where the Lakshman Rekha was crossed when the tricolour, an attempt was made to desecrate the tricolour. It was one brave official of the Indian High Commission who actually went in harm's way to retrieve the tricolour, and these goons, these Khalistani goons, they hit him, they hit his hand repeatedly with whether it was a stick or a sharp-edged weapon. He suffered injuries. He had to be taken to hospital. So India is saying that you cannot do that. There are basic decencies, courtesies and Vienna Convention norms that even a country like the United Kingdom is expected to follow. And when you don't, then there are consequences, and the consequences are scaling down of security. Now, this is symbolic, Shiv. As you very effectively written, India takes security of foreign diplomats very seriously and their mission. So there is a lot of police that is there, should there be a need, but at least all these visible signs are being removed so that they see the writing on the wall.
I want to go across also to India Today's Lavina Tandon and Neha Suryavanshi, who are live from London outside the Indian High Commission. Lavina, to you first. You know, has there been any reaction, official or unofficial, from your sources about these barricades being removed from outside the British High Commissioner's residence and the British High Commission in Delhi? Any reaction? Because, you know, it's a subtle move, but it's also not very subtle.
It is indeed a very strong move, I would say. Yeah, there has been no reaction that I have reached out, but no reaction has come through from the quarters. Surely there will be people who will be speaking up, and I will be reaching out to the members of parliament here as well. But indeed, as we see here, Shiv, what was supposed to be happening, this protest was planned long time back. And what happened on the 19th was just, as we are supposed to be believing, was not that plan, though it is quite hard to actually think, but yet we would give that a go. So this was a planned protest. The permission has been sought and it is going ahead. Yes, there is very heavy security, but having spoken to even people taking a legal opinion, there is a discretion that could be applied and this could have been stopped. There has been a precedent to it, but it is going ahead. But one must say that the security presence is quite heavy, but not heavier than usual. We will see when actually it starts. How many, there are horsebacks going here as well. There are, police can be discreet here in their presence, but yet as of now here there are a number of officials, and one expects that there will be horsebacks and vans, but will it be more than what it has been before? We will see. The protest though goes ahead, and therefore that is an answer anyway in some ways to the strong move, which is you do what you like, but we are going ahead with the protest and keep to our freedom of speech line.
Stay with me, Lavina. Lavina and Neha are two reporters who are right outside the High Commission. Let's put both of them on our screen right now. I want our viewers to see our reporters as I bring you this report, as we roll out this report, because hours after India cut security outside the UK ambassador's home and the UK High Commission here, security has been stepped up. Security has been stepped up outside the Indian High Commission in London. And this happens to be right ahead of another protest by Khalistani thugs. They're going to be there in just a short while from now to protest. A few hundred London police officers who were absent and who were embarrassingly, off site when the attack took place on Sunday. They've now been deployed around the Indian High Commission in London. Police officials are at all the nearest train stations. Special officers are ready to tackle any unforeseen violence or vandalism. That's their duty, nothing to be grateful for. That's their basic duty, which they failed to do on Sunday. And they are there now to do the duty that they did not do on Sunday. Who ordered them not to be there? Who ordered them not to be part of any action against those Khalistani thugs is not known just now. But all eyes will also be on the London Mayor's office because the police reports to the Mayor's office. I'm going to go straight back to Lavina for more on this. Lavina, lots of security. It's the exact opposite of what we saw on Sunday.
Yes, indeed. And,
No, I want to stay with Lavina. Let's get Lavina back. Is Lavina back with us?
hello, I can hear you, Shiv.
Yeah, go ahead, Lavina.
Sorry, so just to repeat what I was saying, in case you didn't hear, on 19th of March, there was no security, yes, and it was a sudden attack, but by the time, and the police were called, but by the time they arrived, the flag was already taken down, and the two security personnel from inside the Indian High Commission had to come out, and they sustained injuries. They were a little bit bashed and beaten up, and they were brave enough to take the flag away and then reinstall it. It was while this flag was being taken away that the police reached, and by the time the police reached, actually the crowd started dispersing. And Shiv, from what I have reported for years on this, I would say this has been the strategy of these people for a very long time. They exactly know how the system works. They exactly know how to work the system in their favor. It is when there's sudden things are happening, it is done in a very quick and short time, and the security response is not and was not as quick as it was supposed to be. So you see, this is how the operations happen here. And I must say that the operations of the police are under Sadiq Khan, but the Home Office is what that Home Office can is the security. The Metropolitan Police works under them, so they can apply their discretion as well.
Well, whatever discretion they had, they completely failed in it on Sunday, as we all saw. Gaurav, the security that you see deployed outside the Indian High Commission today in London, what do we owe this to? Is this because of the diplomatic pressure that India has expressed? Is it because of the anger that India has displayed through diplomatic channels? Is it because those barricades have been removed here to establish India's absolute outrage over what happened and the total lack of action by the London police?
Shiv, at one point of time, India did say enough is enough. The indifference of the British authorities, if I may, India had given Britain specific intelligence inputs about these protests, had told them who are these elements who are likely to be there, named the person who climbed on top of that balcony to desecrate our tricolour, had said this is a person of interest, such a person could be taken into preventive custody. All of those inputs were given to the British. Unfortunately, they did not act. Quite in contrast to the fear that the British had when the people of Hong Kong wanted to protest outside the Chinese mission. There the British police was deployed in numbers. So Shiv, here was a British government that perhaps was trying to send across some kind of a message. This is not freedom of expression. Clearly, vandalizing an embassy does not come as part of freedom of expression and cannot be passed off as such. If an attempt is being made to do so by some people, well, they couldn't be further from the truth, and India said this. And Shiv, this hasn't happened once. I mean, the British are very, very keen to talk about James Bond and Ian Fleming. If I may, once is coincidence, second time is happenstance, third time is enemy action. And Indian embassy has been targeted more than thrice. You and I are not saying the Indian High Commission, we are purposely saying the Indian Embassy, because no point being a part of the Commonwealth if the Commonwealth does not behave like a family. And there is a wider pattern to this, what's happening in Canada, what's happening in Australia, and what's happening in the United Kingdom, Shiv.
Okay, Gaurav, thanks very much for getting us the latest on that. We will go straight back to Neha and Lavina once those protests start. Viewer, I want to tell you that I will be showing you pictures of those protests, because I want the world, I want India to see what is being facilitated outside the Indian High Commission despite what happened on Sunday. You can call it freedom to protest, you can call it pre-planned, pre-arranged, whatever it is. The fact is, this same group, or the people who owe allegiance to this same useless cause of Khalistan, which is never going to take root in any part of the world, these same thugs damaged our embassy, endangered our people, and pull down the Indian flag. I'm not one for symbols, but I can tell you for sure right now that I see a British hand and complicity in permitting this protest to happen just 4 days after same Khalistanis mounted violence against the Indian High Commission. I want that to be remembered as we cover and bring you pictures of those cowards in just a short while from now. Meanwhile, well, Khalistanis in London and Khalistanis, or at least Khalistani wannabes here in India. The clock is ticking for nearly 100 hours now for fugitive Khalistani thug Amritpal Singh, whose true colors as a runaway, a bhagoda, a coward, are now fully visible to the entire world and most certainly to the people of Punjab. The Platina motorcycle that Amritpal Singh was fleeing away from has been found abandoned about 45 kilometers away from the city of Jalandhar. Meanwhile, the police are at Amritpal Singh's residence and have questioned Amritpal's wife, Kirandeep, in connection with alleged foreign funding for his nefarious activities on Indian soil. Take a look.
Day 5 of the hunt. Police and security agencies on the lookout for the fugitive Khalistani ideologue who may have undergone any of these possible makeovers. Clean-shaven or bearded with different styles of turbans and attire.
इस केस में हमारे पास इसके फोटोग्राफ्स जो पुराने काफ़ी सारे फोटोग्राफ्स पड़े हुए थे जो अलग अलग बेस में थे इसके फोटोग्राफ्स, वो हमने आज वो फोटोग्राफ्स रिलीज किए और हम सारे पंजाब निवासियों को, सब लोगों को अपील करते हैं कि ये उनके रेफरेंस के लिए हैं फोटोग्राफ्स और इसमें हमारी जो पुलिस को इसको अरेस्ट करने में मदद करें.
So far, more than 100 people have been arrested on suspicion of links with Amritpal Singh. The 30-year-old man married an NRI woman from the UK last month in a tightly guarded ceremony. On Wednesday, police questioned his bride, Kirandeep Kaur, at their village home in Amritsar district. Amritpal Singh's mother was also questioned. Police recovered the bike that Amritpal was seen riding pillion while escaping. The getaway motorcycle was found abandoned 45 kilometers from Jalandhar, along a canal. India Today has accessed footage of Amritpal Singh giving police a slip on Saturday. From switching cars to fleeing on a motorbike after an intense chase through Jalandhar district, caught on surveillance cameras. Police in Rajasthan and Uttarakhand in action. 7 people questioned in Sri Ganganagar in Rajasthan. Search operations on along the Nepal border in Uttarakhand. Posters of Amritpal Singh and his wanted aides put up in key localities in the hill state. the dramatic unraveling of a separatist in less than a year after his theatrical appearance in the Sikh religious sphere. With Kamaljeet Sandhu, Manjeet Sehgal, Arvind Ojha and Satyendra Chauhan. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, the politics has obviously peaked in Punjab over this ongoing crackdown against fugitive Khalistani thug Amritpal Singh. It was politics that allowed Khalistanis and militants in Punjab to take root in the 80s. And the same politicians from the same parties are doing the same thing now, with the exception of the Aam Aadmi Party being added to the mix. Well, along similar lines, now the Congress and the Akali Dal have called pro-Khalistani backers as misguided youth. And under pressure, Bhagwant Mann government, which was sitting on its hands previously but is cracking down now, has questioned if the opposition is against tough action on Amritpal Singh. And I say it again here. Whatever tough action is being taken, it requires everyone's support. So why aren't the Akali Dal and the Congress party getting in line?
A Sikh radical on the run. An 80,000-strong police force in manhunt. And a state mired in politics. That is Punjab today. As the search for Khalistani fugitive Amritpal Singh continues, the political parties in the state are fishing in troubled waters. The Shiromani Akali Dal has called a crackdown on the Varis Punjab Day chief and his supporters extra constitutional action. The party has pledged legal support to all the youth arrested in the operation.
ਅਸੀਂ ਸੱਚਾਈ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਧੱਕਾ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਭਾਵਨਾਵਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਧੱਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਕਾਰਵਾਈ ਹੋਣੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੇ ਦਾਇਰੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਐਕਟ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਾਗੀ ਬਣਾ ਦਈਏ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਢੰਗ ਸਹੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੀ ਉਲੰਘਣਾ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਕਿਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੇ ਦਾਇਰੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕਾਰਵਾਈ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਐਕਟ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਿਕਿਉਰਿਟੀ ਐਕਟ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕਰੀਏ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਬਹਾਲ ਰੱਖਣੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ
The Congress too has promised support to who they are calling misguided youth.
लीगल एड उनसे पूछ लेना चाहिए कि किसको दोगे जो खालिस्तान के नारे लगाते हैं उनको भी लीगल एड देंगे जिन्होंने अजनाला क्राइम किया जो मेन मोहरी थे उनको देंगे जिनके पास से हथियार पकड़े गए उनको देंगे कि जो इनोसेंट यूथ है जो लोगों ने जो इसकी मदद करता था फेसबुक पे था जिनको उठा के थानों में बंद कर दिया 751 में 27 तारीख तक बंद कर दिए उनको देंगे अगर तो इनोसेंट यूथ को देना चाहते तो मैं भी उनके पक्ष में हूं हम भी उनकी मदद करेंगे
The Bhagwat Mann government is holding firm. It says the crackdown on Khalistanis is supported by the people of Punjab.
पहले कह रहे थे पकड़ो ये सारे कह रहे थे अकाली दल भी कह रहा था कांग्रेस भी कह रही थी अब अगर हमने हिम्मत की हमारी पार्टी ने और जो बिल्कुल अब एक नैरेटिव जो है वो सोशल फैब्रिक को ख़राब करने की कोशिश की जा रही थी तो नैरेटिव हमने मान साहब की सरकार ने मान साहब ने एक हिम्मत की है और ये एक्शन लिया है सबको सपोर्ट करनी चाहिए इनके आप ना निकाल लो 2 हफ्ते पहले हफ्ता पहले निकाल लो ये क्या कह रहे थे इसके बारे हमें कह रहे थे निकम्मे लोग हैं इनसे एक्शन नहीं हो रहा अब हमने किया एक्शन तो कह रहे हैं
The Narendra Modi government has warned against any politicization of the issue.
का जितना कसूर है उसको उतनी सजा मिलनी चाहिए देश के तिरंगे का अपमान करने वालों के साथ अपने आप को जोड़ते हो अरे सिख पंथ का इतिहास देश को जोड़ने वाला है सिख पंथ का इतिहास देश के लिए कुर्बानी देने वाला है केवल वोटों के खातिर आप धर्म की आड़ लेकर भावनाओं के साथ खेलने का प्रयास करोगे मुझे लगता है ये कामयाब नहीं होंगे
The police have cast their net wide for Amritpal Singh. They hope to nab the separatists soon. A state that was ravaged by terror in the 80s is wary of any politics over the issue. Bureau Report, India Today.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is holding a high-level meeting today to review India's COVID situation. Cases of COVID infection have risen in some states in the last few weeks. Last week, the Health Ministry wrote to 6 states asking them to focus on new clusters where cases are surging. Today, India recorded 1,134 new cases, while the active cases jumped to just over 7,000. It's the second time this month that the daily fresh cases has crossed the 1,000 mark. Well, the situation isn't dire, of course, but it has been seen to be serious enough for the Prime Minister to convene a meeting to take stock of the COVID situation and to assess any possible preparedness issues going forward. Everyone in the country has heard of Kolar. Kolar is famous for its once famous gold fields. It's also famous because of the film KGF. It's also famous as a border constituency between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Well, now Karnataka's Kolar is going to be very much in the VIP spotlight, because while the big battle for Karnataka is gaining steam, the state goes to the election in May this year, there is suspense gripping the Karnataka Congress camp, because former Chief Minister and principal campaigner Siddaramaiah is yet to decide which constituency he will be contesting from. His heart is set on, you guessed it, Kolar, but the Congress believes it will not be a safe seat for Sidda. So is he going to uproot his son's seat elsewhere in Varuna? Well, here's the full Kolar Conundrum.
Suspense grips the Karnataka Congress over former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's seat in the upcoming assembly elections. His supporters have hit the streets, demanding the Congress heavyweight be fielded from Kolar, a party stronghold. The Congress High Command feels Siddaramaiah will be tied down to Kolar and can't campaign in 224 seats. The BJP and JDS will put up a fight and make sure Siddaramaiah doesn't leave Kolar constituency to campaign across Karnataka. There might be also an undercover understanding between BJP and JDS to defeat Siddaramaiah in Kolar. The former Chief Minister has no steady constituency till date. The last seat he won from is Badami. Another seat has been thrown into the mix now, Varuna in his home district of Mysuru. But that would require Siddaramaiah to snatch the seat that his son won by a large margin of votes back in 2018. Amid the suspense, Siddaramaiah maintains that only the Congress High Command will decide the seat he contests from.
Sir, a lot of your followers have come here from Kolar. All your followers have come from Kolar.
They have all come demanding me to contest. See, decision is not yet taken from so far as Kolar constituency is concerned. I left it to the High Command, and anyway, I told Ramesh Kumar and Najir and others that I will discuss with my family members and I will come out with the decision.
Congress has backed Siddaramaiah's move.
The party leadership, the High Command is certainly want Mr. Siddaramaiah to give more time to the party, so fight in a place where it is more conducive for him. So there's nothing wrong in that. So jointly Mr. Siddaramaiah and the party leadership will decide where he has to contest.
The BJP has waded into the suspense, claiming the ruling party knew Siddaramaiah would shy away from contesting in Kolar.
ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಣ್ಣವರು ಹಿಂಗಿದ್ದು ಬಿರಂಗಿನ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ಮುಂದೆನೇ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹಿಂದುಗಡೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ವರ್ಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ಬಹುಶಃ ನನಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತು ಸತ್ಯ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿಯವರು ಹೇಳೋದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ನಂಬಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿಯವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಣ್ಣವರು ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಲ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡೋದು. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಬಂದಿರಬೇಕು. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ. ಅವರೇನಾದ್ರು ಒಣಗಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನದಿಂದ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ತಿಳ್ತೀನಿ.
If Siddaramaiah doesn't make his choice, the Congress may issue a first list of candidates without his name. Bureau Report, India Today.
And the reason we're calling it suspense is because that first list of tickets is to be revealed tomorrow. If Siddaramaiah's mind cannot be changed, will the Congress hold off until it announces the Kolar candidate? Lots of confusion and lots of chaos over something that cannot be ignored because it involves Siddaramaiah, who is pretty much de facto the biggest campaigner for the Congress in Karnataka and could very well be the chief ministerial face as well. Here's a look at the inside story of the Siddaramaiah Kolar Conundrum. Now, Siddaramaiah has been advised not to contest from Kolar by his own party. They say there is an internal report because a Congress poll strategist claims Kolar is not really such a safe seat as Siddaramaiah appears to believe. The BJP and the JDS have stronger influence in Kolar's rural pockets, and therefore it is not really such a safe seat anymore, according to an internal Congress study. SC/ST voters are against Siddaramaiah contesting from Kolar. Voters are apparently angry over Siddaramaiah's alleged role in 2 Congress veterans' defeats as well. So that is one of the overall overviews of this Siddaramaiah's obsession with wanting to fight from Kolar. Now let's deep dive into how Kolar usually votes. You've definitely heard of Kolar thanks to KGF, thanks to the goldfields, thanks to actors like Yash, but Kolar is now a hot potato as far as the Karnataka elections is concerned. It is not a stronghold for any of the 3 main parties, BJP, Congress or the JDS. That's what makes it so tantalizing. In the last 30 years, the Congress has won the Kolar seat just once. Imagine that, just once. The current MLA, K. Srinivasa Gowda, is from the JDS. In 2008 and 2013, the Kolar seat was won by an independent MLA. Very intriguing and important numbers when you consider that the #1 man in the Karnataka Congress wants to fight from there despite his party only having once won from that place. Now, here's what happened in Kolar in 2018 during the last assembly election. In that last fight, the JDS got a 46% vote share. Theirs is the incumbent MLA from there. The Congress's vote share was just 22% and the BJP's vote share was just 7%. But an internal study believes that the BJP and the JDS combined could make any possible victory of Siddaramaiah a bleak prospect. I want to get a word in first from our man on the ground, Sagai Raj, who's been tracking Siddaramaiah, the Kolar quest and everything in between. Sagai, why is Siddaramaiah so keen? My first question, why is he so keen on Kolar?
Shiv, if you notice that it is hometown and his fort is Varuna, but Varuna is been given away to his son, and that is the reason he is looking for a different constituency. So he had sent several teams, he has sent a PR team, he has sent an agency to go ahead and do a survey on ground. So he had sent a team to Badami, he had sent a team to Kolar and to several other places. So this particular team had given a report after doing their research and survey on ground stating that Kolar would be a safer seat for him. And what is the reason Siddaramaiah gave to people in the Badami, stating that it is very far for him to travel to Badami. It takes more than 1 or 2 hours even to come on a private charter. And Kolar is very close, it is very near to Bengaluru, so that is the reason it is close by for him. So these were the reason given to him, but still for his son as well as for his seat, he has done a survey and later on he has decided. And end of the day, it might be one of those selfish motives of Siddaramaiah saying that he cannot take the seat away from his son, who is already an MLA from his fort, that is Varuna constituency, but he himself looking for other constituency, a safe seat where he can go ahead and contest.
Very interesting, very interesting. So it's all about being able to win while securing the succession as well. Thanks very much, Sagai, for that. I want to go straight across now to our guests to, try and add some perspective from this, because the election is here. There's no more time to wait for the election. The election, campaign has already begun. The dates will likely be announced by the end of this month, and in May will be the campaign and the results. So there's no time to lose for any party. Decisions are to be made by tomorrow. The Congress may announce tickets in 125 seats as well. So this is a big week to kick off this election coverage. Ramakrishna Upadhyay is a senior journalist. He's written a piece for India Today that puts into perspective this entire chaos and conundrum over Kolar. Lavanya Ballal, a well-known spokesperson of the Congress party in Karnataka. Madhu N. Rao is spokesperson of the BJP. Thanks to the three of you for your time and for being with me here on 5 Live. Mr. Upadhyay, coming to you first, just decode for us in simple terms this sort of divergence between Mr. Siddaramaya's own internal study saying that Kolar is where he should fight from, and the Congress's internal study saying, no, you may lose from there. What's going on?
Shiv, as you know, today is the Chandramana Yugadi, one of the most important festivals and an auspicious day.
Yes.
And KPCC President D.K. Shivakumar was very keen to come up with the first list of 125 candidates. I mean, there are a lot of netas who are waiting very anxiously to find their names, and there are also Congress workers who are enthusiastic to be looking forward to it. But all that has been put on hold because of one person, that is Mr. Siddaramaya. So he has not been able to make up his mind as to where he should contest from. He has been mulling over so many constituencies over the last few months, and finally about 2 months ago, he went to Kolar and announced that he will be the candidate from Kolar, subject to the approval of the High Command. I mean, that is being little, ingenious, because whatever constituency he wants, the Congress party would give it to him. But, over a period of time, it has come to a stage where there were, election surveys done, which have predicted that it may not be that easy for Mr. Siddaramaya to win from Kolar because of various reasons. I mean, the caste combinations and other things are probably not working in his favor. It's very correct. For Mr. Siddaramaya as well as Congress, because he's the principal chief minister candidate and then the campaigner. Now he doesn't have a constituency which he can call his own. I mean, you see, look at D.K. Shivakumar, he will say that he's a Kanakpura candidate, or you ask Kumar Swamy, he has Ramanagaram, or Yediyurappa has Shikaripura. But, Siddaramaya being in their ranks, which is his constituency. So that has been his problem. And, he would have gone back to Varuna, where he had won a couple of times. And, in 2013, when he became the chief minister, he won from there. But in 2018, he handed it over to his son, Dr. Yatindra. Yes. And Yatindra won by a big margin last time. That is by 58,000 votes. Whereas Siddaramaya lost in Chamundeshwari. He contested from 2 seats, lost in Chamundeshwari.
One in Badami.
And won from Badami by a very thin margin. And he doesn't have the face to go back to Badami.
Right,
this is the situation.
So interesting. It's an interesting combination of circumstances. Yeah, Lavanya, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. These decisions have to be taken. All political parties are faced with such decisions, and especially when you have big leaders like Siddaramaya, D.K. Shivakumar, I'm sure it becomes even more tricky, and you need to get it right. So I don't think anybody is going to, poke holes in that. Decisions have to be taken because ultimately the election has to be won. But it's looking weird because Mr. Siddaramaya appears to have sort of put a fait accompli already on the High Command, saying Kolar is where I want to contest from. But the party says, I don't think you're going to win from there. What's going on the inside? How is it going to work out? Because there's also this discomfort over having to possibly displace his son from Varuna, because we hear the Congress wants Mr. Siddaramaya to fight from there. Explain this to us.
Good evening. Siddaramaya ji wanted to, he has once, I think, expressed in the media that he would be willing to contest from Kolar, but also in the recent meeting, the CEC meeting that happened in Delhi, he was given an option. I heard that there are multiple options open for him across the state, and he's still not decided where he wants to contest from. If you look at Karnataka this time, this will be the last election with the three big leaders in Karnataka across different parties, be it Yediyurappa ji or Deve Gowda ji or Siddaramaiah ji. I mean, they may not be, given their age factor, they may not be politically active like they are this time around. So it's a very interesting election this time. So we would love to see him contesting from a seat where it's where we would like to see him as an MLA and minister once again. But is it Varuna that he's going to decide on? That is not something that has been confirmed yet.
Okay, not been confirmed yet. Madhu, how is the BJP seeing it? You know, the BJP has its own issues which you're dealing with, but Siddaramaiah is the first among equals in the Karnataka Congress, and there appears to be this sort of upheaval over where he's going to contest from. Where does the BJP stand on this?
Shiv, thanks for having me on the show, and happy festivities to everyone. Now,
and to all of you.
And and you know what? I think there's a saying that he has lost the war even before it has started. So that's the popularity of Mr. Siddaramaiah. I think it is a sinking popularity for him. I mean, I am really amazed at a person who has been 13 times a finance minister giving budget, and a one-time a chief minister who was instrumental in getting tickets to everyone, and is at loss to even get a ticket for himself. You know, there is a, as a political opponents, of course, it is for us to say that yes, it is an internal matter of the Congress party. But having said so, looking from a perspective of a political opponent, of course, we want him to be defeated. There's no doubt about it. You know what? There is a faction among the Congress party itself who doesn't want to see him win. You know, I just want to bring in, just give me a minute's time. You know, there is a feud between him and Mr. Muniappa, and there is a faction of Mr. Muniappa and Ramesh, who's in the Srinivaspura MLA, who doesn't there's a feud between them, and there's a feud between himself and the erstwhile the speaker. In fact, I remember the earlier speaker, Mr. Kolivard, who said, after the 2018 fiasco for the Congress when they lost it, he told, Siddaramaiah is such a person that he should not be even given a post in AICC. So this is the popularity of the Siddaramaiah at present. But now, let me say this. I think for a person who has been a chief minister, if he is not able to get a seat, I think it really gives a wrong message. Of course, for the BJP, we are really happy that he is not able to gain a ticket. But one thing is for sure. One thing is for sure. Kindly remember, this was the same Siddaramaiah who went to Kolar. He told, yes, I want to contest from here, but subject to AICC's approval. And of all, even before getting AICC's approval, there was a war room which was opened and which was inaugurated.
Because I'm out of time, I'm going to give Lavanya just 20 seconds because she had her hand raised. Lavanya, some of your tickets are going to be announced tomorrow. Last word to you, 20 seconds. That link is frozen. Unfortunately, it's a quirk of fate. But I'm sorry. I'm going to continue this debate another time. We've ran very, very short of time this time. Mr. Upadhyay, Madhu, and Lavanya, thank you very much for being with me here on 5 Live. Tomorrow is when those tickets are going to be announced. We'll have to wait and see whether Mr. Siddaramaiah's name is there as well. That's a name we're going to be mentioning a lot in the run-up to this election. Thanks for watching.